guys, Julia here from JM2 Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with a ship with me. These are orders that all came in over the weekend. We had a pretty busy weekend of sales, so I cannot wait to share with you what sold. We have some cool vintage pieces, some cool high-end pieces, lots to talk about. I can't wait to kind of walk you through like what sold, what I got it for, how long I had it in my inventory, and really just invite you into that part of my process. But before we get started, if this is the first time we are meeting, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you're into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. Surprising to absolutely nobody, I am running late. It is already the afternoon. I've got a million things to do this afternoon after I get these things to the post office. So go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and let's get into the shipment. So our first piece today is this super cool vintage leather mini skirt. This is from a brand called Winlet. I'm sure this was like a department store brand, but this was this beautiful red leather, like rock and roll leather mini skirt, probably from about the 80s. It is in phenomenal condition. It's one of these things that I will pick up every time. I don't care who made it. It's just one of those things that's just kind of always going to be in demand from people who are into that era, into that kind of aesthetic of fashion. It's very rock and roll to me. I used to want to dress like this as a little girl. Oh my goodness. There's this famous joke in my family, and if my mom's watching, she'll get a kick out of it. There's a town called Seaside Heights in New Jersey, which is up in kind of North Jersey. It's like the North Jersey Shore. If you've ever seen the show Jersey Shore, that's where that was filmed. And as a little girl, my aunt took me up there. And I remember going into the bathroom at the amusement park on the boardwalk there and seeing all the girls in there. This is like, gotta be 88, 87, so like peak teased hair. And all the girls were like spraying their hair with the hairspray. And apparently I came out of the bathroom and told my aunt that I wanted to have my wedding there. So clearly this was right up my alley as a young girl. I'll never hear the end of that, ever. So I had this guy listed for $38 and I only had it for about a month. And I got an offer for $32, which I did accept. And with the $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $23.88. I absolutely love finding pieces like this and getting them back into the hands of people who are gonna wear them because they're truly like one of a kind at this point. Next up, now this is the most adorable little pair of overalls. But the important thing here is that this is from a brand called Faherty, F-A-H-E-R-T-Y. And first of all, look at these adorable things. They have this like little pink kind of railroad stripe to them. They're basically brand new condition. Faherty is a brand, if you are unfamiliar with it, that you absolutely want to keep your eyes out for. This is, it's an expensive brand. These probably cost north of $100. I want to say like 120 or so. And resale on these is high, let alone like if you find adult pieces. Faherty's kind of famous. They make this thing, I can't remember what they actually call it. Basically the piece that they got famous for are these like, they look like flannel shirts, but they're kind of like lightweight knit sweaters. So they stretch and they move and they breathe like sweaters, but they look like a flannel shirt. Which, if you are somebody who like works outdoors, you are, you know, somebody who does a lot of farming work, you do a lot of, you know, ranch work, whatever. Range of motion is hugely important, and also breathability is hugely important. So it really kind of gained popularity there and has kind of spread out since. It's definitely a brand to be on the lookout for. I have only found this piece ever thrifting or in the bins. So it's not something that I found commonly. If you found it, let me know what you found, you know, how much you paid for it, how much you sold it for, how fast it went. But either way, it's definitely a Bolo brand. So I had these listed for $54. Sold comps were in that like $40 to $60 range. And I had it listed for about 5 months. These are very summery. I'm not super surprised about that, but I got an offer for $42, which I gladly accepted. With a $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $32.60. And especially like kids pieces like this, I mean, kids just grow out of stuff so fast. So I love finding like ultra high quality, like high-end kid stuff. I know that person will be able to have their kiddo wear them for, you know, whatever it is, 2 or 3 months, as long as they fit. And then they'll hopefully be able to sell it to somebody else for hopefully about the same that they bought it for me from, and so on and so forth. I am so here for that kind of circular fashion. Buy high quality, resell in perpetuity. Next up, now this is an interesting thing. I picked these up. This is just a cute little pair of like grape purple sweat shorts. And I picked them up because the quality felt really nice, like the actual fleece material felt really nice. It's 100% cotton. It's just got all the hallmarks of like really high quality. And the brand on it was Talentless, which I had never heard of. It was one of these things that I had like taken a chance on. And when I got them home, lo and behold, it seems like this brand is owned by Scott Disick, who was one of the Kardashians' husbands, boyfriends, baby's dad. I don't know what he is. I know he's involved with that family in some way. Anyway, I don't really pay attention to the family, so I don't really know, but I gotta say, the quality on these is really nice. So if you were looking for like a great high quality, like sweat piece, sweatshirt, sweatshirt, whatever, I vouch for it. It's really, really nice. All credit where credit's due. So again, I picked this up about 2 months ago. I paid $1 for them at the bins, and I had them listed for $26. And I got an offer for $20, which I did accept. And with that $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $15.62. Never thought I'd see the day where I'd be like personally endorsing one of the Kardashian affiliated brands. I will also say that Skims and Good American are fantastic. I can't even lie, they're both fantastic. Next up here, we have this really pretty, like very dreamy, kind of crinkle crepe kimono. This is from a brand called Linea Donatella. This was one of the pieces that my mom picked in the last couple weeks. If you haven't watched the absolutely Megatron haul that she and I did, I want to say it was about 80 pieces and we had over $10,000 worth of goods. And this is one of the pieces that she grabbed. So I think Linea Donatella is something that is sold maybe at like Macy's or Lord & Taylor, one of the major kind of department stores, but it's really pretty. It's white lace. It's got like lace inset on the shoulders, lace trim on the sleeves, lace trim at the bottom. And it's something that somebody can easily wear as like a lightweight robe around the house, or it can be just as easily worn as like a swim cover-up. I always, when I have kimonos, just a little tip, I always make sure to keyword with both like robe and kimono and swim cover-up and bathing suit cover-up. Those are used interchangeably depending on like what part of the country you're in. Actually, let me know, do you call it a swim cover-up or a bathing suit cover-up? I know I have viewers from all over the country, so let me know what you personally call it. Just taking a poll. But that way you're gonna cover all the bases and you're gonna get the people that are looking for that robe or for like a fashion piece, and you're gonna get the people that are looking for a swim cover-up, because they're really dual purpose, right? They can be used either way just as easily. So I have this one listed for $22 only for 3 days, and my sidekick sent an offer for $17, which was accepted. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $10.58. I love a quick sale like that. These kind of kimonos, I mean, so many of them go within a week. It doesn't matter what brand they are. There's another one in here that doesn't even have a brand and it's sold super quickly. So I don't know if they're for everybody, but for me, they move really, really quickly. But I do think that the keywording of those pieces helps quite a bit, just because you want to get it to show up in as many searches as possible. If you haven't watched it yet, I did do a whole video on like how to keyword, how to really come up with the most comprehensive keyword set for each and every item that you have. Especially if you're just starting out, this will be super helpful in just kind of like putting a little mental framework around how you do it. And I will link that video down below. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend that you do check it out. Next up is this absolutely stunning silk blouse from Soft Surroundings. Isn't this color just gorgeous? It's almost like this kind of peacock blue. So this is in fabulous condition. Silk can be so tricky to fold because it doesn't like to stay where you put it. I just want this to lay beautifully and flat in the package. So this one, believe it or not, this is a size XL, and it took longer than anticipated to sell for me. I really thought that this would be a very quick sell through, because I've had other pieces like this from Soft Surroundings and they've moved within a week or so, but this didn't have the tags on it, so I was going by measurements. So maybe that was a factor, I'm not quite sure, but it did take a little bit of time to sell. Either or, it is such a beautiful piece, and I hope the person who is buying it loves it. It's like a silk crepe, so it's not like a shiny silk, and it just has that beautiful flow to it. So I had this one listed for $42. It's about where I'm seeing soft surroundings pieces with more significant fabrics, silk, linen, velvets, stuff like that. So I had it listed for $42 for about 4 months, and I got an offer for $32, which I did accept. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $23.99. That's not to say that I'm gonna stop sourcing soft surroundings. For a while, it had kind of slowed down in terms of like what I was finding, but it seems like it's picking up. I've sold quite a few pieces recently, so I don't know what happened in the couple months where it was slowing down, but sometimes flukes happen. Next up here, I've got a little bundle. This is actually going to one of you guys. This is the cutest little ModCloth, kind of stretchy, like ribbed jersey knit skirt. It feels sweater knit, but it also feels like jersey. It's lightweight, but it is very like, this feels like it would be super comfy. And I love pieces like this that are kind of they're like a classic silhouette, but in kind of a funky color. So it's something that'll like make an outfit without being constrictive or uncomfortable. And the other piece she got were these great Halara pants. I've talked about these before. These are brand new with tags in the prettiest like dark taupe to chocolate brown color. So these pants, and I actually have a couple pairs of pants. I fell victim to the internet marketing for these guys. And I gotta say, you know, when I first bought from them, I thought that they were a scam. And I feel like most of the world thought that they were a scam at first. But I do have to say, their quality is pretty decent. These kind of pants, they're like pull-on trousers. I love them because they have a look like a tailored pair of trousers. Like this in particular has that like smooth fabric. It looks like, if you're not wearing it and you're just looking at it, it looks like crepe. It looks like a heavyweight crepe. So, you know, that's often, especially if you're working in an office, you're sitting in like a desk chair every day, like you want to have that look, but you also want to have it feel like leggings, and they successfully do that because their fabrics are all tech fabrics, right? Like they're sweat wicking, the waistbands are stretchy, they're pull-on pants, but they look tailored. So I'm all here for a like look professional, feel pajama moment. And these I found brand new with tags, so super happy I was able to find them a new home. Actually, if memory serves me right, I can't remember if it was Posh Sidekick or Poshmark sent out one of their like, these are the brands that are selling the best emails, and Halara has one of the highest sell-throughs on Poshmark right now. Obviously, I don't think that that's going to be a forever thing, but right now, Halara, like one of the #1 sell-throughs. So together, this bundle was priced at $56. And then the bundle offering, I do have a 15% discount on 2 or more items. That was, I think, $48, and then she made an offer for $38, which I gladly accepted. And these both sold more or less within a week of me listing them. And with $2 total cost, this brought my profit to $28.40. And the shame of it is, the person who bought this wanted something else that sold, but it got sold out from under her. There's 2 things on here that got sold out from my viewers, and I do apologize. But either way, I hope you love these 2 great pieces. Okay, next up here, we've got this little piece. You ever have one of those pieces where you're like, I can't believe this took that long to sell? This is one of those. So this is from Saturday, Sunday. And I've had this, I want to say 9 months, but it is just so cute. It's one of those pieces that has had so much interest on it. It's this beautiful mustard yellow, and it's kind of like a swim cover up. It can also be a tunic dress. It's definitely dress length. It's got these little cap sleeves, and it's in perfect condition. Raw hem, etc. This is one of those ones that on Depop, I had so many offers, but nobody like ever completed purchase on it. Either way, I knew it would sell eventually. Like, it's just such a cute little piece. So summery, so easy breezy. I love this double gauze. I just would wear nothing but this and linen if I had a choice. And honestly, I live in Southern California, so I do have a choice. And I do pretty much just wear those fabrics. But this is probably one of those pieces that could have benefited from me going back in and beefing up their keywords. You know, because this can be a swim cover-up, because it can also be a dress, because it can also be a tunic that you wear over pants. It was really like kind of triple use. And Saturday Sunday is one of my favorite Anthropologie brands to find. Most of the stuff that I find from them sells super quick. So I had this listed for $32, again, for about 9 months, and got an offer for $24. I was ready to move this guy on. And with a $2 cost at one of my other bins locations here, this brought my profit to $12.54. Happy for this to be going to a new home. It looked so sad hanging in my closet for all those months because it is such a cute piece. Next up, this is something that I've had kind of in my own closet for a long time. This is a vintage little color block top from Carol Little. This is from the 80s, silk. But Carol Little, I think, was like a department store brand, but I just thought this was so stinking cute and really great condition. But this is one of the things that I had in my closet, and it's just one of those things that like I didn't reach for enough to justify keeping it. So on the market it went. I knew that there was somebody that's gonna be able to make like a good outfit out of that. I do love finding vintage silk pieces. I cannot recommend enough. If you are outsourcing and you're in the bins or you're in the thrift or you're at a yard sale or at an estate sale or wherever it is that you like to source, you find old silk, just make sure you're holding it up to the light, either to a window, to a light source, whatever the case may be, just so you can check it for those moth holes. You might be able to see bigger moth holes, but that, like doing that will show you like the little pinhole ones. So I had this listed for $24 and I had it listed for about 6 months. And I got an offer for $18, which I gladly accepted. Of course, this is from my own closet, so my profit on this ended up being $14.40. Let me know, where is your favorite place to go sourcing? I know a lot of you watch this because you go to the bins and I talk about the bins a lot, but not everybody's near a bins location or like a thrift outlet location. So where's your favorite place to go sourcing where you live? Let me know. Next up here is that other kimono. This one was completely unbranded, but as cute as could be. It's like a little textured cotton. It looks like a textured cotton weave with these absolutely darling little embroidered, this is all embroidered down here, embroidered daisies. Again, just one of those things that I don't really care who makes it because this will sell. You always want to make sure that you are utilizing all the keyword power for stuff like this. This is like the perfect kind of thing for somebody to pack for a vacation, because not only will it be a good like swim cover up that they can throw on at the pool, but later on, after they take a shower and gussy themselves up, they can throw that on over like a basic white tee and turn a basic outfit into like an interesting, stylish night out outfit, right? It's such a twofer, and they're lightweight and they take no room for storage and they just move fast. Winter, summer, it doesn't matter, of course. In the winter, I love to prioritize looking for those crushed velvet kimonos, but they'll sell just as well in the summer as they do in the winter. So either way, I had this listed for about 3 weeks at $18, and it was a full price sale. This one did come through on Mercari. So with a $1 cost of the bins, my profit on this was $17 even. Let me know, do you guys all do as well with kimonos as I do? Like, maybe it's just me because I sell so many of them. I don't know. I love them. This is one of the ones that one of you wanted, but the good news is another one of you bought it. And I wish I had one for both of you, because these are just so cool. This is something that my mom had sourced back east. This is a beautiful Irish wool, size extra large, cable knit, chunky sweater. Smells like lanolin. This just smells like it should be being worn next to like a peat fire. You know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been to Ireland, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But these are just so wonderful. These are an always buy for me. I will always pick up an Irish wool sweater, any kind of Irish wool. One of you was talking about how you found an Irish merino wool sweater, which the jealousy is strong because I've never found a merino. I found this kind of wool a couple times, but never one of the finer wools. So these things are truly made to be heirloom pieces. If you've ever been to Ireland or been to like an Irish specialty store, you know that these things run like $200–300. They are not cheap. And even on the secondhand market, they go between like $45 and $150. There are so few garments in the world today that are built to last generations. Sure, some of these things are lifetime great, but these things are made to be just handed down from generation to generation. They're built so well. They use like the finest wool, but I love finding, they're always a treat. They're always a surprise when I do, because I can never believe when they land in a thrift store, but they are bulky. I understand. So I had this listed at $54. My sidekick sent an offer and it was accepted for $48. And that was within hours of my listing. Again, I'm sorry to you who wanted this and didn't get it, but to you who did buy it, I hope you love it. So my mom paid about $1.25 for this. So with that in mind, that brought the profit to $35.38. And seeing where this is going, I know that this is going to be well loved. All right, next up here is another thing that one of you wanted that got bought out from under you. This is a beautiful little robe from this company called Powder. This is a UK-based brand, and I found one a couple months ago. I'd never heard of it before, but you know, it felt really nice, so I picked it up. So I had never heard of them before I found that first one, but I picked it up because it was really nice. It kind of gives the vibe that I think that those like bridesmaids robes try to give, where, you know, they're floral and they're pretty in pretty colors, but they retail for, I want to say like £100 each. So they're not cheap, and they're certainly better quality than any of those bridesmaids robes are. So I don't know. I mean, like, let me know if you are into these. Are these collectible? Are they just hard to find? What's the deal? Because the other one that I had also sold same day for full price, just like this one. I'm sorry, this one took 1 day to sell. Not really 1 day, but pretty close. Either way, I will for sure be keeping my eyes out for more of these. If any of you have ever found one of these before, let me know. I'm so interested. Again, it's just a brand I've never heard of, I've never seen since. I don't necessarily know if they're still in business, but to have two of these sell so quick for full price and like decent prices, these aren't cheap robes. They must have some level of collectability or, you know, some kind of cachet where people really want them. And I get it, they're lovely. They're like full length, which I love. I feel like it's kind of hard to find longer robes anymore, especially in a fabric like this. But I'm interested to hear, you know, what the draw is, if it is something that is just like hard to get your hands on or what. But I'm glad I found them. I'm glad I found two. I had this listed for $38. It was a full price sale, popped off in a day. With the $1 cost from the bins, this brought my profit to $29.40. And I'm so sorry you weren't able to grab this. Next up here, we've got this beautiful jacket. So this is vintage. I want to say from the 90s. This is from a designer called Thompson, who I think was like, I think this is just a department store piece, but the embroidery was so beautiful. This is all silk. The interior, this is like quilted silk. I don't know if you can really see that texture there, but it is just lovely. It's a size 1X. It's one of those things that I bought. I certainly didn't check any comps. I didn't think that I needed to. I knew that this would go pretty quickly. This is like a special jacket, and I just love the color combo. This pop of turquoise is stunning. This is one of those colors that's flattering on pretty much every skin tone in the world. Pale, dark, whatever you happen to be, this color will look good on you, and it's in fabulous condition. It's definitely just kind of a thing that I picked up on gut instinct. So I had this beauty priced at $32. Believe it or not, despite how beautiful it is, comps from this designer were pretty reasonable. So, I mean, if this is something you were in the market for, Thompson. Keep your eyes out, because a lot of his other pieces are equally stunning, and they're very, very reasonably priced. So I had this listed for $32 for about a month, and my sidekick sent an offer for $28, which was accepted. And with the $1 cost of the bins, this brought me to $19.38. I love finding these special pieces and getting them into new homes. It was a little bit of a bulkier keep in my closet. You know, I always think about that because my space is finite. You know, my storage space is not endless. So when I pick up something like that, it better be something pretty, you know, like that Irish Woolen Mills sweater, like that jacket. Like I knew both of those were going to be pretty quick sells. Next up is this absolutely adorable dress from Angie. Angie is one of those bread and butter companies, and they're like a boutique brand. They specialize in this kind of like boho style. It's got this pretty like crochet lace trim, little cinches on the side for shaping, but they are a brand that people know and seek out. So like anything I've ever had from Angie has sold super quick. Never for a ton of money, but they are in and out of my closet super quickly. And if that is something that you are interested in, you know, if you're able to source them at the right price, I would not go paying, you know, $10 for something like this. But if you're able to get them for $1 or $2, pick them up. It's a great brand. People know it, people love it. The quality's pretty decent. The prints are always really beautiful. They do print very well. So I stand behind Angie, but again, don't go paying $9.99, $10.99 for any piece from Angie. So I had this one listed for $26, just to kind of give you an idea of what they do sell for. And my sidekick sent an offer for $23, which was accepted. So with a $1 cost of the bins, and this sold after just 1 week, with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $15.38. Like I said, I love picking up Angie pieces, but I will only pick those up at the bin. Next up is this cute little JCrew top. And if you are familiar with the brand St. James, if you're not, you should look it up because they're a Bolo brand for sure. They are very expensive. They are lifetime purchases. But this is basically a St. James shirt. It has this very unique, I think they call this like a marine knit. I think that's what JCrew actually called this, a marine knit nautical stripe shirt. It's like a heavyweight jersey with a little bit of a rougher hand. It's not like a brushed finish, but it is jersey. It's just like twice the weight of a typical t-shirt. So it has this very distinct feel to it. And while I don't pick up a ton of JCrew at all, it always kills me because I leave so much of it in the bins, and I know what good quality their stuff is. It just doesn't really move that well for me. I'll pick up good quality dresses. Something like this though, I knew would go just because of what it was and what it looked like. And this looks like, I have a St. James that I've had probably 20 years, testament to their longevity. And this looks pretty much identical. The St. James is maybe a hair thicker. If you weren't me, having worn it for 20 years, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but since I've worn it for 20 years, I know the difference. But I knew that this would be a very quick sell. And true to form, like as soon as I listed it, I used the right keywords for this. I had a ton of action on it. Lots and lots and lots of likes. Again, this is a lifetime purchase. These are the kind of things that this will never be out of style. This will always be chic forever. There will never be a time in any of our lifetimes where a beautiful, like crisp nautical stripe shirt will be out of fashion. So I had this listed for just a week and a half. And I had it listed for $32. And I got an offer for $27, which I did accept. And with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $19.15. And I will pick up shirts like that anytime I see them, more or less from any reputable brand. And I recommend you do the same. Again, bear in mind your sourcing costs, but something like that, I would feel comfortable paying up to like, $5, $6. If you find a St. James, that's literally the name of the brand. I'll see if I can get a picture of one of the logos and put it up here. I'll just take a picture of mine. If you can find a St. James, something like that would go $40, $50. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. Next up, this is something from my own closet. This is a sports bra from a company called Sheit. If you are not familiar with Sheit and you are an active kind of gal, you might be interested in this. This is just a very high impact sports bra that I just never reached for that much. I just don't need the high impact support. I've probably only worn this twice. I never put any kind of undergarment in the dryer, so this is in pretty much brand new condition. They do retail, I wanna say for like $70, and the cool thing about this, I'm just showing you this in case somebody out there needs a super high impact support bra that is adjustable. So the back, instead of having like the hook and eye or being something that you have to like pull over, and if you've ever had the joy of pulling over a high impact support sports bra, you know how disastrous that can be. So this has a back that you can kind of like adjust to whatever your back band circumference is. And then this was important for me because I'm short from here to here. It's got these Velcro straps on the straps that go over your shoulders so you can shorten them to whatever you need. And when I say locked and loaded, girls, you are locked and loaded in this. But just a PSA if anybody is looking. I love this one, the Sheit Moving Comfort, which is now Brooks. Brooks run bras are also excellent high impact support, especially for people with larger busts. If you are of that ilk, guys, those are two great brands to look for. And I finally saw it. I'm like, man, this thing is very expensive and it's really good. So it needed to be in the hands of somebody who was going to use it. So again, these retail for like $80. And And I had this listed for $42 and I had it listed for only 2 days. Definitely a brand to be on the lookout for while you're sourcing as well. Although I feel like not many people who have these get rid of them, except for me. And I got, or my sidekick sent an offer for $39, which was accepted. So with, this is from my own closet, so that brings my profit to $31.20. And I'm just so happy that this is gonna go on and get some use, because that kind of support is worth its weight in gold. Next up here is this great shirt from this company called Sweat Tailor. That's S-W-E-T, not S-W-E-A-T. And it's a men's shirt, and this is pretty much brand new with tags. And it's cut like a, kind of like a slim fit dress shirt, you know, like something a guy would wear to an office. But it is made out of like a super soft jersey material. So it feels like a t-shirt, but looks professional, similar to those Halara pants. So there's a name for this shirt. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I'll put it down here. So you can search for it if this is something that like you're in the market for. But it does seem like this is a pretty sought after shirt. I want to say that they retail in like the $70 or $80 mark. So if you know somebody that is, you know, having to dress up in like business professional every day, I know most guys have kind of gotten clued into the Lululemon ABC pants, which are, I'm sure, a revelation to guys in the professional wear world. So I had this for about a month and a half. I didn't know the brand before I picked it up, but it was interesting and beautifully made, so I grabbed it and took a chance. I had it listed for $32 and got an offer for $23, which I did accept. I would not go spending full price on this if you're sourcing, but if you're getting it for $1 or $2, pick them up because they're great. I mean, it's just one of those things that, you know, will get used all the time. So with the $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $18.39. Hope he loves it. Hope his business day is a little bit more comfortable. And finally here, we've got this beautiful dress. Now this is something that my mother sourced, and I want to say that she got this at Dollar Day. Maybe she might have paid up a little bit for it, but this is from Anna Sui. But this is the Anna Sui like main line. So this was probably a $400 or $500 dress. This is raw silk and this beautiful navy and white print with this kind of decorative, I don't really know how I'm gonna be able to pack this without kind of crushing this a little bit. Either way, I mean, the quality on this is really spectacular. The internal structure is there. It's one of those ways that you can always tell, you know, a really high quality dress is if you look at the internal structure of it, is the boning high quality? Is it a little bit stiffer or is it flimsier? How's it sewn in? The interior structure on this is absolutely gorgeous and the dress is otherwise in beautiful condition. I want to say that this is probably vintage from around the Y2K era, maybe a little bit later than that, but either way, it is just lovely. She was so excited when she found it. She sent me a picture and I was so excited because she knows, like Anna, we had actually found one while I was thrifting with her back east in one of the regular thrift stores and it was like $28 at the thrift store. So they knew what they had. So to be able to find something like this on a dollar day, not even at the bins, on a dollar day, is pretty special. And I knew somebody was gonna love it and I had a lot of action on this. It is a size 2, so it's a pretty small size. So we knew it was gonna take a little bit longer to sell, but either way, I'm excited for this to go back out into the world. So I had this listed for $85 and I had it listed for about 2 months. Again, this is in that echelon that you expect things to take a little bit longer to move. And I got an offer for $65, which I gladly accepted. With a $1 cost at Dollar Day, this brings the profit to $46.54. And I hope she absolutely loves that. It is so beautiful and I hope she feels stunning in it. But that is it, guys. That is the shipment for today. Thank you so much for hanging with me while I literally get my work done. As aforementioned, I am running extremely late, so I need to keep this wrap up quite short. If you had fun, please consider leaving a like on this video. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. But guys, without further ado, have the most fabulous weekend. Happy 4th of July, happy hunting, and I will see you in the next one.